Bolt-On Technologies, automotive software solutions. Auto repair shops that have Bolt-On Technologies software provide customer vehicle condition reports, including photos and text, real-time digital reports, multi-point inspections, estimates, and repair information at your fingertips. Info at boltontechnology.com.
Live from the John's Refrigeration Media Center at the East Valley Institute of Technology, this is 88.7 The Pulse, KPNG, Chandler, Phoenix, and KVIT, Apache Junction, Goldfield, Ghost Town, Arizona. This is Wrench Nation. Car talk, car culture, car tips, car music, all that is car. Wrench Nation Car Talk. Call or text your questions now. 480-655-8870 with your hosts, Frank and Steve.
It's a springtime edition of Wrench Nation here on 88.7 The Pulse. Hello there, Frank.
What is happening? Welcome back, people. Get comfy, get cozy, relax a little bit. If you got that vibrating steering wheel, turn it off right now, people.
Did you get to see the lunar eclipse this morning?
I don't know, but my dogs always get funny around that stuff.
I saw the lunar eclipse. I mean, the thing was disappearing because I drive into work at, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool to see today. It pretty much covered up by 6:30, and then it was gone, and then the sun came up, and no more lunar eclipse for 19 more years.
That's it. We got a jam-packed show for you guys.
We do.
And I got to tell you, the show topic we're going to dive into, we're going to take our time, people. We got 2 hours with you. We got special guests coming up in second hour. But first, man, have you heard about the news?
What news?
We got some Top Fuel action coming to Phoenix.
NHRA funny car!
Oh, yeah. And we're going to get right into it, people. We have Mr. Cody Poor of Kalitta Motorsports. Welcome to the show, Cody.
Hey.
Hey, Cody, welcome to Wrench Nation. How's it going today?
It's going good, man. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good. Cody, if you hadn't noticed, one of us drank a little Top Fuel with that announcement there.
Well, I'm just going back to the 80s with Shirley Muldowney and the Nitro Fuel Funny Car.
That's it. Hey, Cody, we appreciate you hanging, and time is tight. For our listeners, of course, NHRA, in town, people, Top Fuel is back. Funny cars. Cody, tell us what's shaking on the track. Tell us what's going on with Kalitta Motorsports.
Sure. So we are actually in your neck, but we're in the Phoenix area right now, preparing for the 2018 NHRA season. We are at the test session. The first 3 days out here, Wednesday through Friday, are private, and then Saturday is fans can access it as well. But we're out here. All the big teams are out here: Kalitta, Schumacher, Ford, Torrance. Everybody, pretty much.
And right, and that Saturday is incredible because, if you're listening and you haven't felt the vibrations of perhaps 20,000 combined horsepower, we got Wally Cahill in the studio. Wally, you've been to these events.
Yes, many times.
They're bone shaking.
Man, I'll tell you, I call them sonic. They rattle your inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So for the listeners that may be new to the Top Fuel arena, give us an idea of the horsepower. Do you have any particular facts that are just wild? Like we couldn't even imagine the power behind these things.
Oh yeah, these things are crazy. We're peaking out at about 11,000 horsepower now.
Oh gosh, it's like the stock market. Every year, you guys keep going up.
Just a little bit, man. If we stay at a plateau, we're going to get beat. So we got to keep going up. So 11,000 horsepower, about 330 miles an hour in about 3.7 seconds.
That's amazing. And so we have listeners. They will come out from this show. Where can they find you guys? And tell us about some of the cars that you guys are racing out there.
Sure. So we are testing we're a 4-car team this year, testing both our Top Fuel dragsters and our Toyota Camry funny cars. Today we are starting out with our funny car program. So we've got Daryl Cobb back in the DHL Toyota Camry. He won the U.S. Nationals last year. Really successful rookie year and funny car for him. And then Sean Langdon, former Top Fuel champion, is moving from Top Fuel to funny car, taking a sponsor with him. So Global Electronic Technology, Toyota Camry funny car. And then starting tomorrow, those guys will be on track along with our Top Fuel guys. So Doug Kalitta back in the Mac Tools Top Fuel dragster, and Richie Crampton, who joined our team late last year, will be back full-time in the Kalitta Air car as well. And lots of those big sponsors coming aboard on that car as well. We've got some announcements.
Well, we got a lot of great mechanics all across the country listening, and we'll just give you the floor. We were excited to hear that you partnered up with Wix Air Filters and Wix Filtrations. That's top notch. I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell our listeners about Wix.
Oh, yeah. Wix is a great company. This is their second season with us, and they really came aboard in a bigger way this year. So they're going to be really focused on our funny car program with Sean Langdon and J.R. Todd, major branding on both of those cars. And you'll see them across the rest of Kalitta Motorsports as well. And they're also the official filter of Team Kalitta. So great people at Wix Filters. If you need a filter, use Wix Filters. They're the only filter who really supports the NHRA drag racing world. So make sure you support those who support the racing that you love.
Definitely. I know a lot of our industry, Wix is a name brand that does awesome. We know time is limited. You're actually testing. You got like a gas mask on right now?
Well, I actually literally walked around the pits. Sean Langdon got done warming up his funny car about 5 minutes ago. So I walked away so I could tell you guys that he's getting ready to make lap number 2. So both JR and Sean have made their first lap, and JR is warming up as we speak for his second lap.
Well, that's awesome. Cody Poor of the phenomenal, legendary Kalitta Motorsports. We're going to see you out there Saturday. We're going to bring Wally and we're going to come out with the camera and get some good action. Thank you so much, Cody Poor, for hanging with us. Rock on.
Sounds good, guys. You have a great rest of the show.
Take care. We'll see you, buddy.
See you, Cody.
See you.
Yeah, that's really cool, Steve. Of course, we got Wally Cahill in on the show as well.
Hello, Wally.
Wally's hanging. I gotta just share this, and I'm sure you listening can also relate. That's the cool thing about NHRA. I'm not knocking other motorsports, but to this day, it's still an approachable situation.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, so head out there Saturday. It's really a great time for those of you that have not been to a drag race or Top Fuel. Wally, I mean, I'm sure you've invited folks for the first time. How'd they do?
Oh, yeah. There's mixed emotions when it comes to it. First of all, the people that you never expect what I call the sonic blast when they cut loose with 10,000 horse.
Oh yeah,
and Cody's saying 11,000 now, but the bottom line is there's no dyno that'll hold those motors.
Right.
So it's all kind of like you said. It keeps going.
I
up
actually
every
prefer
year.
drag racing to around the track racing because it's so much faster.
It's fast. It's
3.7
furious.
seconds.
You're just hoping somebody crashes when you're in there doing the round. The
Well,
circle.
I mean, everybody.
I mean, that's what people want to see.
Well, you're right.
They want to see a crash.
No.
Let's admit it.
Yeah, no, it's like a dune buggy. Bear in mind, this is a tubular chassis running 330 miles an hour.
That's why I love it.
Yeah. You don't want to crash. You don't want to crash.
No. I'm saying when they're going around a circle, that's what all the people go for.
Absolutely.
They want to see a crash.
My 96-year-old mother included.
Yes.
Yeah, so on today's show topic, we wanted to, actually bring Cody in. His time was really limited. You guys were talking about check engine lights, the pesky check engine light. And quite frankly, we have covered this. We'll do it at least 4 times a year.
Sure.
A lot of you have reached out on Facebook, Wrench Nation, and, it's usually centered around a check engine light.
If anybody has a check engine light on in their car right now, whether you know why it's there or not, call us, 480-655-8870. All check engine lights get prizes today, okay? 480-655-8870. We want to hear from you. We want to see if we can figure out why it's on. Even if you already know, let's see if we can guess.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's like a microwave on this show. We keep it simple.
Right.
We're not going to cook it too long. It's just a quick, simple. We want to make it simple for you to understand. And don't be fearful. Call in or text 480-655-8870. Stuff was happening in the garage this week, I'll tell you something. Mechanics love it when you bring us food.
Oh, what kind of food did they bring you?
Well, I'm talking about some international food, baby.
Tide Pod Donuts?
We had our lovely Rita, who is from India. She brought in some Indian curry. It was spiced up nice, and it was just a delicacy, and stuff was going through me.
Ooh, no.
It was like a peppermint patty commercial.
Okay, it wasn't like a bathroom trip.
I took a bite. I took a bite of this chicken curry. The aroma just was all over me, people.
This is like Indian reggae.
What I'm saying in reality, all reality, I got to just tell you, and Wally, over the years, you love this stuff. We got a lot of wrenches listening, and if you are in a wonderful relationship with your local mechanic, the garage, or perhaps the dealership guys and gals, they love it too. Bring them a delicacy.
Absolutely.
Let's start a tradition, people. We don't, mechanics don't need tips, but boy, oh boy, they love the delicacy. And donuts are cool, Wally. They're
Absolutely.
cool. However, chicken curry from India, now that's what I'm talking about. So we want to thank Rita for stopping by and all of you guys.
You got some news, Frank?
Yeah, we got some news, people. And as I always say, I got to start off with a little Elon Musk action right here. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Elon Musk.
That's his hero.
I don't know. It's weird. I'm not saying
I could just see you standing there, Frank, singing Wind Beneath My Wings to Elon Musk.
I'm not saying I'll wake up, but Elon Musk. So dig
playing
this.
on your trombone.
Dig this, people. How would you like to take your prized ride and send it off into space? Not an album.
Is it coming back?
Not a picture. But Musk is saying goodbye to his very own cherry red roadster, people.
And he's going to send it into space?
He is going to send that.
Who's going to use it?
Well, of course, with SpaceX. And by the way, the date has been set. It is February 6th. You can actually witness. You mentioned explosions earlier. We don't want that to happen with those big rockets. But what is going on in his mind? According to Musk, this roadster will be locked in Mars orbit for 1 billion years, people.
Wow.
And you know what's really
cool?
cool?
Crash back down to Earth like Skylab in the 70s.
I don't know, but for all you radio buffs and DJ buffs out there, guess what song he's going to be playing?
What song?
He's playing David Bowie's Space Oddity for as long as it can. So there you have it. That's Elon Musk. I guess it's a weekly review on Elon Musk. But stay tuned. We're going to talk about your check engine lights, people. We're going to keep it simple. Simple, simple.
Wrench Nation continues next. Don't go anywhere.
Car talk, car culture, car tips, car music, all that is car. This is Wrench Nation with your hosts, Frank and Steve.
Yeah. Wrench Nation, 2 hours every Wednesday now, 3 to 5. Right here on 88.7 The Pulse, the podcast. Put up on Sundays, of course, on iTunes. Make sure you check it out. Got some shout-outs here.
Yeah, we do. We got to tell you about the Parts Authority, people, with 90 locations across the country. Pronto Auto Parts. These are real parts, people. This isn't like parts shipped from somewhere in some country you don't understand how to spell the word on or say the word. So get your VIP club card over at the Parts Authority, Pronto Auto Parts, and stop the music. I got a very special shout out. We love it when we get mechanics in the Bay and they're listening and they're studying us and like, oh, they said that wrong.
Which Bay?
Bay's like
San Francisco?
Not that Bay.
Tampa?
No, but
the Bay in the shop?
Yeah, no,
okay.
yeah. I got a special shout out to Auto Masters, man, out of Orland, California. Celia Chavez and Tony. We got DJ. There's a fella by the name of Denny Donuts. Of course, Celia goes by Sal. We are super grateful you guys are hanging. And don't forget, you call in. If we made a mistake, we want to know, you maniacs, so let us know.
And I'm looking for somebody who has a check engine light in their car. We want to see if we can guess why it's on. If you call us and you got a check engine light on in your car right now at 480-655-8870, we'll give you your choice of days at the Pot of Gold Music Festival coming up March 16th, 17th, and 18th at Rawhide. Come on, engine people. Call us.
Yeah, let us know. Don't let that
engine light.
check engine light get
Mine's
you all.
always usually because I didn't tighten the gas pump.
Well,
gas
you
tank.
know, the check engine light.
Gas cap, thank you. Not the pump.
Yeah.
I got to ask you a question before we go to the topic today. Have you ever left the hose, the nozzle, in the car when you drove away and you ripped apart the hose?
That'll come.
I've done it like 5 times in my life.
You're kidding.
No.
Wake up.
Have you done it, Frank?
Well, I'll admit, I have done it.
Yeah. Okay.
Really?
I have done it.
Let me slap you.
Yeah, that was a
You
slap.
haven't, Wally, ever?
No.
Wow.
Wally.
No.
He's way too calm.
Well, I tell you, if
You're patient.
if you're listening, that we try to be straight up here on this show, no
Right.
funny business.
Uh-huh.
If you had an experience with that sort of situation, let us know.
Put your phone down.
No fake news
I did
here.
it long before we had cell phones. I'll tell you that right now.
Of course, that will certainly not only set a check engine
Right.
light, but probably do a lot of other things. But you mentioned something, guys. Steve, you mentioned, and you know that the check engine light has a couple of bits of criteria, people, and you've experienced it. The check engine light just quietly comes on. You're minding your business, and the car doesn't seem to be doing anything wrong.
Right.
and it's annoying. It's like, you go into the doctor and you had chest pain and you had a meatball and the doc says, nope, we got to open you up. There's something wrong. So for people, it is extremely frustrating.
Black tape, man. Put it on.
Wally, I've seen that in the garage, and I'm sure you listening have done the same thing. Maybe you put a little index card or something goofy. You put a little baseball card and you take it in for an oil change at your favorite mechanic joint, and they look at you and say, you're hiding something. It creates a lot of anxiety.
It does. It really does. And a lot of times, like you said, it could be the loose gas cap.
Well, let's talk about that, because that's one of the things that I put. I want to give you listening simple tips. So we're going to break it down to 2 categories. Check engine light on, no symptoms. Those are aggravating, because normally you go in and, when you have to pay for something, Steve,
right?
That like you're not getting a symptom at it. Let's face it, that sucks.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, and it's hard for automotive technicians. The good guys and gals, they're completely transparent. There's a lot of show and tell. Maybe there's a digital inspection with pictures. But let's face it, it's like, well, hey, guys, you're telling me something's wrong with my car, but that check engine light, ain't nothing. Hey, I don't feel nothing.
Well, that went on, but it's driving. I mean, everything's going just fine. It runs fine. Why? What's the problem?
Well,
why is that thing on?
Well, so there you are. Those are the check engine light with no symptoms. We're going to get to the check engine light with symptoms in a little bit.
Can I just unplug my battery and reset it and see if the light goes off?
Well, I got to tell you, actually, hang on. We got to go back in time. There is some truth to that.
Really?
Yes. However, not on most modern vehicles.
Oh, okay.
If your check engine, let's establish the basics.
Yes.
If your check engine light is coming on,
yes, there's a reason.
you have the problems.
Okay. What if I just put some black tape over it and kind of ignore it?
we cannot do the Wally tape job. We can't do that. But if that light comes on, first off, yes, people. Now, a lot of you say, well, Frank, it went on and then it went off, and I don't have to worry about it. Well, maybe. Some of you have had a light come on, it flickers, and it don't come back on until 2 weeks later.
Have you ever had a problem fix itself? I haven't.
I know. Imagine that, man. I need that in my family life right now, honestly. Can you fix yourself?
We've been talking so much. We got to bring in JB, the wiser advisor.
God, we almost forgot.
From Bolt-On Technology. Hello, JB. How are you, sir?
Yo, guys, I'm feeling the love being forgotten here. Love it.
Yeah, and you're going to be brought into the next segment because we only got 3 minutes before we got a break. So
if you're listening, of course, we got the notorious JB, the wiser advisor.
The wiser advisor.
Originally, and we like to just share some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. We were able to get Cody on late last minute, and these folks are busy, And by the way, they're testing stuff, so they're very focused, right? So JB. We thought this was going to be an elaborate thing with Cody at Kalitta Motorsports, and we said, JB, you got like 5 minutes. But JB, I just want to reassure you, you're hanging with us for a little bit. Are you good with that?
Yo, man, I am with you guys. I am with you.
Through thick or thin?
Thick or thin, that's right. So, JB, we're talking about, we broke it up, check engine light, no symptoms, and specifically, we kind of talked a little bit about that gas situation, the gas cap. A lot of folks will... And that's a win for mechanics because that's an easy fix. We're right, JB? I mean, we're heroes to people when we tell them, hey, either tighten it or replace an inexpensive gas cap.
Yeah, that basically is one of the most basic causes of light to go on. The only thing we have to communicate to somebody is that after you tighten it, it might take a day or two before the light shuts itself off.
Yeah, it seems like cars, vehicles in general, over the last 5 to 10 years, because the battery disconnect back in the day seemed to do it. Like if you fixed it, you got to fix it. But now there's a process. And so first thing, go after the low-hanging fruit, people. Check the gas cap, especially if it's in relationship to when you just filled up. Or better yet, this happens to you, you let somebody borrow the car. And your car is perfect. Nothing wrong. Wally, you ever let somebody borrow your car?
Absolutely.
And they come back and there's a check engine light on?
Or a fender's missing?
Oh, snap.
Or burritos under the seat.
What I'm saying is more than likely they probably are not accustomed. They went to fill it up. They said, I'm going to do him or her a favor. I'm going to return it like a rental car with full. It's going to be on full tank. And they probably went to the gas station, filled it up, and they're not accustomed to the clickety-click of the gas cap. So that's an easy kill for you guys. Check your gas caps. JB, are we ready to? Are we challenging?
I
us?
think we
What
better
are we
wait till
doing?
after the break for the challenge because we literally have to go to break right now.
Yeah, we'll go to break. You're going to bring JB. The Wiser Advisor is going to come back. Tune in. We're talking about all kinds of check engine lights. Keeping it simple for you.
480-655-8870. Get that number ready because we want you to take part in the challenge from the Wiser Advisor, all right?
Oh, snap.
Coming up next on Wrench Nation here on 88.7 The Pulse.
Car talk, car culture, car tips, car music, all that is car. This is Wrench Nation with your hosts, Frank and Steve.
All right, and JB from Bolt On Technology and Wally Cahill in the studio. The Wiser Advisor, sir, we're ready for our challenge.
All right, cool. I mean, you guys have been talking about the check engine light. There's actually another check engine light that we all need to be aware of.
What?
Okay.
2 of them? What do you mean?
Well,
There's
it's
2?
still the same one, but no one's talking about the time that you're driving down the road and suddenly the check engine light starts flashing at you.
Yeah, I mean, God, what is that? Well, are you asking us? What are you doing here?
Well, I'm about to give you the question that's related to it and see if you can come up with the right answer for
Okay,
it.
we're going to want the listeners to text in at 480-655-8870. If we get the answer, well, you know what? They're going to need to call. Call in at 480-655-8870. I'll give you 4 tickets to the Renaissance Festival. That's over $100.
And just understand, people, this is the opportunity.
Yep.
If you've been listening to the show and you've got Automotive 101 and you want to test your skills with some prizes, we always do the Wiser Advisor Challenge.
And I got to play along in my head because,
Yeah.
I've gotten so much better over the last couple of years.
Yeah. So, JB, you said that if there's a check engine light flashing, go ahead.
All right, so the check engine light is flashing. You should continue to drive and ignore it, top off the fuel tank,
Okay?
pull safely over and shut off the vehicle,
Okay?
or put the pedal to the metal and try to clear that bugger out.
I know this answer. I'm not going to say it out loud, but call us right now, 480-655-8870. What do you think the answer is? One more time, JB.
Okay, the check engine light is flashing.
Yep.
You should continue to drive and ignore it, top off the fuel tank, pull over safely and shut off the vehicle, or put the pedal to the metal and blow that out.
480-655-8870. 4 Renaissance Festival tickets to the first person who gets the right answer. And you got multiple choice. You got 1 out of 4 chance.
I don't know. Those answers are pretty
Are you kidding me?
Maybe.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know. You think?
Are you kidding? This is obvious stuff.
Well, if you think
Wow.
this is too easy. Like people are laughing right now.
All right, people are calling in. Bree's setting them up. Here we go. First person on
All
the
right,
phone.
let's see.
Hello, this is the Pulse. Who's this?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's your name?
Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, do you have the answer?
I'm going to have to say you're going to pull over safely and shut everything down.
Well, JB, what do you say?
He is right.
Oh,
Oh,
snap!
yeah, Tyler, good job, man. That's the obvious answer.
Tyler, I have to ask you a question. Out of all the radio shows, and hey, we love our fellow Car Talk shows, that was too easy,
That was way too easy.
wasn't it?
Now, here's why. Tyler, why would you want to do that first? Tell me why.
What's your thoughts?
I'm going to say a major engine problem.
Yeah, exactly. What I would do is I'd be like, oh, what's going on? I would shut it down. Then I would turn the car, maybe not back on, but even, would it go on if I just turned on? Yeah.
Listen, this is the reality, guys.
Yeah.
And Tyler, you perhaps have been behind the wheel. of a
I'd be worried I
flashing
ran out
light.
of oil or something.
The fact is this, people, a flashing light, I mean, that's you broke an ankle. You're going to feel it. You're going to walk funny. The check engine light is typically flashing because you, in most occasions, have an active misfire. Now, what does that mean, people? Well, each cylinder's got a fire.
Yeah.
Ignition, fuel, that sort of thing. And so if you got a 4-cylinder and you got a flashing light, you may even smell some funny business because you're now not burning fuel or excessive fuel. So that was a great common sense. And to add to that, Tyler, I would tell you this, guys, without going too overboard. We don't want
Right.
you guys to be freaking out.
Right.
But that's one there that if it's an active light, it's flashing, and your mechanic or dealer is like quite a ways away, tow it to be safe, people.
Absolutely.
Tow it to be safe.
And most insurance companies get that towing for $3 extra.
Tyler,
because
we appreciate
save
you,
money.
brother. Thank
Taylor,
you.
hold on. Tyler, hold on. I'm going to give you 4 Renaissance Festival tickets, okay?
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, we got somebody else on the phone. We're going to go to this real quick. Her name is Tina. She has an issue. Tina, what's your issue? Welcome to Wrench Nation.
Oh, thank you. Actually, my son and I fixed the problem. The light is on the car, but I can't get the light to go off. It's the airbag light.
Oh,
and and my horn was not working.
Oh,
I know.
So we had to take that whole casing off of the front of the.
She fixed it. Good job.
I like.
Yeah.
Are you looking? A lot of great shops are looking for technicians. Are you?
Was it a fuse or what was it?
No, I think she's going to be talking about.
Well, let her tell us. What did you do?
What did you do, Tina?
Well, it's this long. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a long wire that connects in there, and it curls around the inside of the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So we had to replace that. We ordered a new one. We replaced it. But and my horn works now. Everything works fine. But I can't get the airbag light to go off. How do I reset that?
Well, let me ask you, Tina, what kind of vehicle is this one real quick?
It's a 2007 Prius.
All right. So on the Prius, and by the way, kudos to you. And I'll tell you, if you're listening and you own a Prius, be extra cautious, guys, on that. So you more than likely replaced the connector, the wiring, which kind of spools down from the airbag module on that steering wheel horn pad. That whole unit kind of integrates. That would explain why the horn didn't work, and you had this airbag light on. Now, what you'll need to do, and it's simple, you'll have to take it into the garage, and they will have to connect to the airbag modules. That's essentially that whole computer system. It lives separately from all the other modules. They'll get in, and as long as the fix is golden, they'll go in and reset that light. It also will give you peace of mind. You want to make sure that, of course, your horn's working, right, Tina? So, hey, everything should be golden. You want to just make sure that second opinion with essentially a scanning device that can communicate with that airbag module, A, it's fixed, and B, they can reset it. So good job to you, man. That's awesome, Tina.
I also replaced the air conditioner fan myself.
Oh, snap. I did that one.
Well, look at you go. The blower.
Yeah, exactly. You're not afraid to get greasy.
Wow, the blower motor.
No, I'm not.
And then let me guess,
and
Tina.
I'm a nurse, so.
Tina, I know why all of these things are just so positively happening in your life, mechanically speaking, because you've been listening to the Wrench Nation show.
There you go, Tina.
That's right.
Tina, thank you for calling. Call anytime, and hang on a second, and Bree will get you a couple Renaissance Festival tickets, okay?
Awesome.
Hang on a second. JB's still with us.
JB, don't you love that when people like Tina, they get in there and they take charge of that experience. Yep. Isn't that cool?
That's very, very cool. But again, when you're dealing with a Prius and an airbag, you got to be really, really
You
careful.
do have to be careful. We say that cautiously, people. And when I say careful, JB, you'll agree, you can't just kind of be careful, guys. You can't just watch the YouTube and then, you got to be careful. So JB, the challenge question this week was like peanut butter easy, man.
Well, you know what? Can I explain myself to that?
Please, you do that.
The check engine light's really misunderstood.
Yeah.
You folks have already covered the fact that one of the most basic things is to go back there and check that gas cap.
Yep.
And that's why, there's some cars out there that don't even have gas caps anymore.
Yep.
But
True.
on the flip side, everybody talks about the light going on, but no one really mentions that time that it's flashing. And yes, the vehicle's probably going to be acting a little funky, but people don't understand. You got to pull over right away, or you're going to be doing some really big damage to the catalytic converter, and that's an expensive fix.
And so you guys understand, JB. Talk to us a little bit, because folks you've taken them down this road. Some folks may have had the flashing light, then it goes off, right, and then it starts flashing again. Speak to us a little bit more on the domino effect with the very expensive catalytic converter. Go.
Well, basically, that light's going on saying that, hey, you're getting, somehow, some reason, you're getting too much fuel going down into the catalytic converter. And that could be from a spark issue or an injector or something of that sort. And when that fuel gets in there, the converter tries to do its job and clean up the air. So what it does, it starts to try to burn that stuff, try to convert it, and it starts to clog. And eventually, if you go far enough, that clogging is going to cause it to fail all right. And if you want to do a domino theory, if it damages the converter enough and you continue to drive, it's eventually may start clogging up the exhaust, the muffler, because it's going to start breaking apart.
Yeah, people think about a kinked straw, sucking or blowing through a straw. If you have this situation where you've got this raw fuel and it's now starting to contaminate what they call the substrate, that's that element, almost looks like a honeycomb, that'll cause a lack of power. Those are great points with the check engine light flashing. So, JB, regarding the check engine light that is kind of steady on, one of the most aggravating things for folks, and, we've covered this before, but it is well worthy to cover it again. And we got Wally Cahill in studio, and I think, Wally, you can speak on this well. Folks are going to get an oil change, and the check engine light comes on afterwards, and it's never come on again. So can we give folks a really good tip here, JB, what to check? Almost as simple as operating a blender.
Well, there's actually a couple of things that you want to check. A lot of times when they go in there and do your oil change, they want to take a look at your air filter.
Yeah.
And there's a sensor on the air filter that's watching how much air comes into the engine. And if they're not careful when they put it back together, they might leave it a little loose, and that's going to let air get in that the engine's not expecting, so that's going to turn a light on.
Well, I got to tell you, Wally Cahill, he's been in the industry for many years. Wally's kind of shaking his head. He's like, all these sensors. We used to just have a simple carburetor with a little air filter. We didn't have these problems back in the day.
Well, the mass air sensor, he was exactly correct there. A lot of times, if you get a little bit of a leak, you get a little bit, whether it's exhaust or intake, if you get a leak going on, the sensors go crazy, and you never know what's going to go happen with it. But I wonder, when my check engine light comes on, I open the hood, check to make sure the engine's there, close it, and go.
Well, that's okay. Look at you. Where's the ba-dum? Our podcast people are going to give us crap on that one. I'm going to let you know.
Yeah, okay.
We got a serious contingency of podcast people. They don't like the funny jokes. Anyway, you guys rock. Stay tuned. We got special guests. Just so you know, we've got a wonderful lady, Debbie Wright, from Motec Auto Care, and of course Steve Friendly, Steve Brzezinski of Friendly Auto here locally. We're going to continue with check engine lights, and I say we cover some NHRA facts. NHRA top fuel facts, people.
And JB, Wiser Advisor, thank you so much for being on. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah. See you guys.
From Bolt On Technology, thank you, JB. All right, Wrench Nation continues next. See ya.
Wrench Nation Car Talk. Call or text your questions now. 480-655-8870.
Oh, this is a music that makes me want to dance, Frank.
I know. I just like somebody turned the turbo on or
so
shut it down.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
doing the robot here.
That's it. Welcome back, people. Wrench Nation, we love you guys here on 88.7 The Pulse. You guys rock. We're talking a little bit of check engine light action and kind of keeping it simple. We appreciate your call, 480-655-8870. I'll tell you what, the biggest thing with check engine light, and you're listening, you know this. When we say anxiety, it's not because it's not what I don't know what's happening with my car.
Do you want the $1 million tip?
It's your wallet. I got to finish this because that's the reality psychologically. I mean, you don't want to walk into a situation like you're not armed to control your finances, man. That's the problem.
Okay, the cheap way.
Uh-oh. No duct tape, man.
No.
Right.
This is an honest-to-God
No
truth.
unplugging batteries.
Yes. No. Go to your local parts store.
Oh, snap.
O'Reilly Auto Parts, any place like that. AutoZone, they will bring out a scanner, plug it into your car, and see what kicked the code.
All right, now listen.
Wow.
Now, hold on a minute. I'm going to have hundreds of hate email from my peeps in the industry. Since you brought that up, I love that. But I got to speak on this a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of folks will get into trouble. All right. We love our auto
Know
parts.
your limits. Know your limits.
Well, peace of mind is great. Most great garages, good guys and gals, you just roll up in there and you're frantic. They'll do a courtesy code pull. That's what the parts houses are doing.
That's the thing.
Oh, right on.
However, stop the presses.
Yeah.
Stop the presses. If you think you can rely solely on a code pull,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Right.
Be careful. Code pull is peace of mind. So, for example, if you've got the check engine light on, no symptoms, and it's an evaporative emissions like a gas cap or,
Sure.
the car's not going to leave you stranded, that's peace of mind.
Right.
However, you're going to get those codes. You're going to start throwing parts at it.
Sure.
Be careful, people. Look, the mantra of the show is to keep it simple. We want it easy for you, but I got to tell you, after that code pull, and if you're savvy and you can do your own stuff, go for it.
Right.
But you need to check the
I'm not
vital
savvy.
data stream. This is an important topic. I think we did a whole show on
We
something
did. We did. Let me ask you this question, because back in 1995, I was driving in a Zuzu Rodeo.
Oh, snap.
Okay, driving the thing down, and I was pretty young, and I
Wally.
never changed the oil, and I never changed the oil filter.
He was driving him through birthday cakes. Remember
Okay.
the commercial? Go ahead.
and the I never changed the oil on the thing, never checked it, and all of a sudden the oil light goes on. Now, does the oil light exist anymore, or does the engine light come on in exchange?
Yeah, it's a combination. Some vehicles, I mean, we'd all love to just have a gauge,
Yeah.
period. I don't know why they just kind of ergonomically, in some vehicles, they went away from the gauge, right, Wally?
Right. Well, we won't say what they call it, but it's a light that comes.
Wow.
Right, there used to be the oil pressure gauge.
Right. Or it used to be called an idiot light. And
Yeah.
when the idiot light came
That
on,
was me.
Well, it was too late.
Yeah, exactly. When the
You know?
light went on, you already blew a gasket or something.
Well, what you're talking about is that oil light, which is
Yeah.
absolutely crucial. I
Yeah.
mean, people, if your oil light or oil gauge goes low, it could be a false reading, right?
Right.
An oil sensor may not be, it'd be aged and not reading properly, false reading.
Right.
However, you got to stop, because that is the vitality to the sustenance of your engine. That's blood pressure, people.
That's your blood.
But
That's
now
your
the
blood.
cars are sending like messages like change oil in 400 miles or whatever.
Well,
Yes.
let's cover that. I think it's important. This show topic is really all to do with the sort of the connection to the organs of my ride, all the supporting systems that keep my engine, transmission sustained for healthy future.
Sure.
That's the check engine light. If you have the maintenance light on, or you have this little notification, hey, get in there and change your oil, totally different thing. In fact, a lot of you think the check engine light comes on because it's due for an oil change. 99.9%. I never go 100%.
Yeah.
99.9% people, wrong answer.
Well,
That's
let me ask you, at
really,
Desert Car Care of Chandler, okay, do you put those little stickers inside somebody's car that tells you when to come back?
Well, we do. And in a lot of places, including a lot of great dealerships, they have a system in place. A lot of us evolved, almost like going to a dentist. Like, we don't want to annoy you with these every week emails and reminders.
Sure.
But most folks like the little trigger. While you go to the dentist, they're like, your teeth cleaning will be due September of 2019.
Yes, they do.
The text. The
Now-
deadly text.
Yeah, so if you're listening, you sure have had a sticker, but I'm going to tell you to up your game. Whatever service facility you're at, there's a couple cool things that you can request. And if they don't have it, ask for it. I think it's really cool. You can actually have your own little website. It's free. There are systems that are integrated to software where a lot of garages will give you that ability to check your service records right on your little personal, Toyota Sequoia website. I think that's cool. If you don't have that, you'd want to say something to the effect of, hey, I love you guys. I don't want to see you every week. However, can you, in an organized, respectful manner, remind me of things so I can get the life out of this baby? And that's the key. So the check engine lights are definitely dialed in to the vitals. They're not, it won't come on if the tire pressure's low, people. Take the check engine light serious. Wally, years ago, the check engine light, I go back to Chrysler LeBaron.
Oh, no.
I know.
My brother's got one.
Yeah.
Convertible.
Actually,
I remember those.
there was a Chrysler LeBaron on our lot, and it was a Woody convertible. I'm telling you, it was like an 84. It had all the switches, nothing. Now, everything is haptic response, and you get the vibration. You touch something, and ooh, but back in the door is ajar. It would speak to you. I mean, those were during like the Knight Rider days.
Yes.
Where, Knight Rider had the little thing in the front.
Yep. Little
Going
light
side by
bars.
side.
Yep.
But when that car came by, I felt obligated because I started wrenching in the late 80s, right? And I worked on a few of those, and they weren't easy. And I'll tell you why they weren't easy. Like mechanically, nuts and bolts, let's face it. It's like an erector set, not too bad. Not too bad. But those were the years where they started messing with a mechanic and they got really technical, right? They started incorporating computer, engine controls. And that LeBaron had a lot of that.
Now, was it a mass air sensor?
Well, as far as the check engine light?
Yeah, like a throttle body. I mean,
Back in the day, we actually saw a lot of, we don't see a whole lot of, this isn't the rule of thumb by any means, but it seems to me like when we had computer controls back in the throttle body injection days, right when we went from, like we made carburetors electronic.
Yes.
Right? And all right, mechanics are doing well. They learned that. And then all of a sudden, nope, multi-port is the soup du jour. So the idea is that LeBaron was pretty cutting edge. And for me to see like the Woody LeBaron, I had to talk to the guy. He was pretty interesting. So don't forget, guys, call in 480-655-8870. I know you're driving around with a check engine light. It's been
Somebody
on,
is.
And you've probably said to yourself, well, Frank,
maybe they don't want to admit it.
Yeah, I don't know. The truth comes out here on Wrench Nation, man. That's for sure. You guys stay tuned. We got some very special guests. I got to tell you, this week, celebrating in Scottsdale, some of the greatest women in the automotive industry have come together, women in auto care, and we've got Miss Debbie from Motec Auto Care out of San Diego, and of course, Steve Brzezinski of Friendly Auto. They're coming up soon. They're going to join in the conversation.
Steve's just like me. He's up for the Best of Mesa Award.
Yes, he is. We're going to talk about that. Stay tuned.
Vote. Wrench Nation continues on the other side of the hour. Don't go anywhere.
Wrench Nation Car Talk. Call or text your questions now. 480-655-8870.
It is Wrench Nation, Steve and Frank, and your calls at 480-655-8870. Anytime you think, hey, there might be something wrong with my car. I feel something weird. It ain't running right. You got a question? Maybe we can help you at 480-655-8870. Call anytime. We'd love to hear from you.
That's right, people. This is tax season, and don't forget, later on in the hour, we've got Wally Cahill.
Speaking of that, I got $68 more in my paycheck today because of tax cuts.
Well, all right, man. That's we'll take that. Let's get back to basics.
I'll take it. It's a tank of gas and 2 lunches every 2 weeks.
Right.
That's what I get.
All right. We're talking check engine lights, people, and some of you're cheating. You're lying to yourself as we speak. You're listening and saying, check engine light? Nah, not a problem. What we see is the check engine light has been on for a while, is what a lot of you have, and nothing seems to be going on. However, how do you know if you ain't got nothing new? That check engine light is tapped into quite a few systems. So you may have found out a year ago that light's on all because it's a simple sensor. It has nothing to do. It's nothing. But you may not know if you have something fresh. So without preaching to you.
Well, usually you're driving down the road, Frank.
It's serious.
You're usually driving down the road and you look down and you go, oh, wait a second. Why is that thing on there? Right? Because you didn't really notice it just when it popped on.
Well, we had to find help on the show. We really did because, we don't know everything here on Wrench Nation, but we have 2 absolutely amazing, I'm telling you, people in studio, and I got to set this up right now, people. We love it when we can have guests that not only are local guests, but guests from afar. Maybe not so afar. The coastal afar of San Diego. We've got Miss Debbie Wright of Motec Auto Care. Got a little clappage. Welcome to the show, Debbie.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, and of course, the world-renowned, as in East Valley, Mesa, we got the Friendly Auto action right here with Mr. Steve Brzezinski. Welcome to the show, brother.
Did you guys miss me?
We missed you, now we got to kiss you.
No kissing.
Now, Friendly Auto is up for Best of Mesa on the EastValleyTribune.com.
Let's just establish Mr. Steve Brzezinski. First things first.
Rosie, we call him.
We vetted him.
Ooh.
We vetted him. We actually followed him home one night.
Yes.
And we saw where he went after he closed his garage down, and he's clean, people. So, actually, Steve is Friendly Auto. Please, tell us about what's going on before we bring in Debbie. Debbie's got an amazing story. What's happening? What are you asking the people to do?
What am I asking? I want you to vote for me for Best of Mesa. This is our, we just finished our 3rd year of business over here. And
you rock.
We just added another building to
What do you like,
location.
Trump? What are you adding stuff and building?
Wow, we're not going to have that conversation.
Let's leave that alone.
There's no politics here.
Or religion, man. We don't mess with that.
No, none of that. But we've just added, actually we have 2 more lifts coming in a couple of days. So probably by the end of the year, we'll be up to 16 lifts.
Wow.
That's good. It means that you've got business,
busy.
but I'm going to put you on the spot because that's what we do here in Wrench
I love
Nation.
it.
I'm listening to you right now for the first time. What makes you different?
I'll tell you, I'm one of the few shop owners that has been a mechanic I'm a mechanic for 40 years. I was ASE Master Certified in 1980-something. And if you notice, there's a lot of shop owners that, well, everybody except in this room, are business owners.
Yeah.
Okay? So I take a personal approach to everything that comes into my store. I'm always looking over every car that goes in. And that's the difference coming to me because I am a mechanic. I know when my guys are doing a great job. I know when my guys are doing a phenomenal job. And we consider ourselves the smart shop. I have some of the smartest mechanics, smartest service writers. We get it. We understand it. And I'm watching over everything, even when they don't think I'm watching.
So if I get
I'm
upset, now when I say upset, I think this is a big thing for consumers. And you listening, you know what I'm talking about. You go into a garage, especially in this diagnostics, all this testing and check engine lights, and you pay somebody and they, oh, well, it's this, and they spend money and you fix it and it light comes back on. You're saying one thing, all I heard from you was accountability.
Absolutely. We have very high level of accountability in our
and
shop.
People are listening right now, and they know, they can relate. When that check engine light comes on, they don't want any funny business because the worst thing you can do is spend my money and not fix something.
That's right. And one thing you'll never hear us say is, we're going to try this and see what happens. We know what's wrong with the car. We do proper testing and inspection, and we back it up with a warranty.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tell the people real quick before I got to talk to Debbie. People want to know about Debbie.
This is Danielle.
Oh, we got
over here's Debbie.
Debbie's in studio.
Hang on a second. Debbie, hang on a second, because since we got Rosie here talking about auto care, I've got a caller.
Yeah, come on.
Danielle is on the phone. She has a question. Danielle, what's your question?
Hi. So I have a digital odometer.
Okay.
And it's telling me, service past due and check airbag system.
Oh, snap.
And I can't get it to actually show me the miles when all those are going on.
Oh.
What kind of vehicle is this one, Danielle?
I think it's a 2005 Honda Odyssey.
All right. So I always say keep a little stack of sage, light some sage, because that's not good. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel? You're feeling some anxiety. You just want to be able to read your odometer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, let me ask you this. This is important. First things first. Relax a little bit with that. If there's anything this show can get to people right now, is anytime something's not right with your ride, just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I mean, because we get frantic, And so, Danielle, it's important to me personally, and I'm reaching out to you, that just take it easy. This odometer's not working, Mr. Brzezinski. And she's got some other lights and things, and it seems to me like all these warning systems have just taken over some of the basic essentials. She may have a problem with an engine or transmission function via sensors because those lights are coming on saying, hey, maybe there's an issue. This was the 05 Honda, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for something like this, we always are pretty adamant about not guessing any of this. You want to take it in. Do you have what part of town are you in, Danielle?
I'm in Mesa, in East Mesa.
Oh.
Well, you got Steve. You got the owner of Friendly Auto. He's a great guy. Has
What
an
are your
amazing
crossroads,
crew.
Rosie?
Main and Higley.
Main and Higley.
Danielle, this one would be something that I would say, get it over to the doctor. Let's get an X-ray. Peace of mind. And Steve's in house, and he's there every day. I wish I could give you more. As sort of a peace of mind for a fix.
Could it be simple as a simple reset, though?
It could be.
Okay.
There's a good chance on a Honda, and I'm very cautious, right, Daniel? I don't want to.
He is 13 years old.
Yeah, it could be maintenance related, some of these warning lights.
Yep.
Right? Or there may be something related to the function, but regardless, Steve over at Friendly, he's going to break it down in an organized fashion. And that's the difference with this show. This show, Danielle, brings people on that organize it. I mean, have you been into a place, Danielle, and they said everything under the sky has to be fixed, like right now? Isn't that
right?
And what does that do to you? It makes you think, well, first...
Daniel, you're like me. You walk into a shop, you go, oh, no, how bad are they going to try to screw me today?
So every single person and company on this, and this is nationwide, people, and this is important for me to not only tell you, Danielle, but tell our listeners, this show is about community first and foremost, and we don't affiliate with anybody that's funny business. So check out Friendly Auto. Get on our Wrench Nation Facebook as well. Danielle, thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Danielle. If you hang on a second, Bree will get you a couple Renaissance Festival tickets. Now let's bring in Debbie.
Debbie, welcome. Debbie, you are out of San Diego with Motec Auto Care, and you are a shop owner. You're a garage owner out there, and you're in town with an amazing group of women, the Women Auto Care, which represent some of the leaders in the industry. And quite frankly, Debbie, let's get right to it. We talked about this several times on the show. Women don't get enough credit, period. They've got to compete in stupid ways they shouldn't be competing. And I'm speaking on both sides of the service counter. Let's be for real. Whether it's your back shop, have you ever had a mechanic kind of say, well, you don't know what you're doing?
Not me personally yet.
I'm just speaking for a lot of the ladies I've spoken to across the country. And quite frankly, that's rotten, but it exists.
Yes, it does.
Motec, you've been involved with Motec Auto out of San Diego. What's special for you about opening the garage bay doors every morning? What keeps you going?
I'm usually the first one in the complex, and I really enjoy opening the garage doors. I'm the first one at work thinking of how great the day's going to be and how many customers we can educate.
Right. One of the things that seems to be rampant in our industry is sort of these bait and switch offers. I don't like them. I've never participated, and I'm not speaking for all garages here.
I don't like them.
I know you don't, but let's just speak to it. We have people listening who
What's
have
a bait
actually...
and switch offer?
Well, let's get right to it. A lot of you listening have gotten a coupon.
Sure.
And you went in, and that coupon is not legit. There's always something that didn't meet the coupon. Debbie, your business prides itself on presenting value, and I want to talk about that. This is a different language for the consumer. And some of you may hang up right now. When I say hang up, you may change the station. But I want to bring this to attention because we've got a lot of good people in the industry. I'm not shaming coupons. But Debbie, you're presenting value, which means, you know what, I'm going to earn your trust based upon how on time. I'm going to always tell you what your car only needs. I'm going to break it down in an organized fashion. People appreciate that.
Yes, they do. Coupons are a little bit tough because you got to pay your technicians, your quality technicians. You got to pay for the parts. Coupons are just the way the industry advertises, but you just want to find a shop and not be dependent on coupons.
Yeah, Steve, I kind of went into the coupon thing and I had to. It wasn't planned, but I know I have a lot of people listening now. Isn't that the truth? Have you had folks come into your place say, you know, I took it to XYZ and they offered this special and it just went awry. Didn't pay the price it would, they claimed, and talk to me about that.
That's consumer awareness, and I met Debbie out in California, and one thing that she wants to talk about and what she's doing is she's actually written a book that's coming up on the bestseller.
Oh,
and she's talking about the industry as a whole, because I've put out coupons. We've all had coupons, and there are people who drive a Mercedes, and they come in with a $25 oil change coupon.
Right.
And obviously we can't do a Mercedes for $25. And then they have a bad opinion of the shop that they went to. And I think that's one of the things that Debbie's trying to bring out, especially
that's why I brought it up.
I
brought it up because
I think the days of coupons are going to be over.
Your value. Let's talk about the
value.
Coupons
start at $29.95. Obviously, all vehicles can't be serviced for the same price.
Yeah, you guys know I like to push
Most
buttons.
Vehicles.
But I want to segue, and I did this by design because we mentioned value. You do a vlog. Don't you have a blog?
I have a blog.
You're not doing video.
I'm going to start video. I've done my first one, but I need to get a few in the pocket there.
Tell us about your blog that relates to the book that's coming up.
I have started my blog, theautogirl.com. I'm all about educating women, men as well, but women will tell you they don't know. Sometimes men don't like to admit they don't know.
Oh, we don't. We make pretend we know.
I already know what's wrong. I already know how to fix my appliances. Are you kidding? No.
So the blog, give us an idea of like what are some of the topics that you'll
I'm
cover?
all about educating women about what questions to ask at the auto repair shop. So you
Nice.
take your oil change, you take your car in for an oil change, and everybody says they upsell you. But you do want to know if you need brakes. You need to know if something is leaking. A friend's daughter had been going to a brand name oil change place. They never told her thermostat housing was leaking, and she had to come in for a head gasket.
You're saying that it's almost a disservice for us to not. It's like going to a doctor. Like if the doc doesn't tell you the full readout of an X-ray, and 2 years later it's a problem.
But that's why you have to get to know your mechanic. You have to get to know your shop. If you know somebody and you trust them and you know that they're working in the best interest for you, and they're going to tell you exactly what you need when you need it, then it becomes like family. You can trust them for that. If you're just going to drop in first time on a coupon, you're going to be suspicious. You're going to wonder, oh, geez, I came here to get the oil change. Now they tell me I need the air filter, and they tell me my brakes are bad, and they tell me this. I mean, then obviously you're going to be a little suspicious. But if you can get to know somebody and trust them and make a relationship, then it makes all the difference in the world.
And I'm going to put a plug out there for Bolt-On Technologies because I have digital inspection in my shop. I'm not sure if you do that, Debbie, yet.
Tell the people about digital. Some are new.
Digital inspection is, all my guys have tablets. When your car comes in, we take a picture, we email it to you, and there's the proof. This is what you need. This is
it helps. It helps with the transparency.
And also, and again, the written word. When you have somebody who's openly pouring their heart out via book or radio or blog, that shows that somebody cares. I mean, if we didn't care about this business, I wouldn't be on this show. You wouldn't be. Certainly you wouldn't have flown in for this. And there's a lot of shop owners and a lot of business owners that really take pride in this industry. And it's people like us in this room who make this industry great.
Well, not perfect, but, we aim for great, no doubt. Debbie, I want to know more about Motec in San Diego. You were involved in this business about 5 years?
I bought the business myself 5 years ago.
Okay.
5 years ago this month, celebrating.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. I want to tell you, if you are listening, we have a lot of folks that listen, show upload on the podcast. You're out of San Diego. Check out, can you give the Facebook? I just want to get that out because a lot of people are on Facebook.
MotecAutoCare.com.
We're going to bring our guests back. We're going to dive in a little bit more as to why someone would actually open up or get into the automotive service business and maybe what sets those apart in helping you with your service experience. So stay tuned. And, of course, you can call in.
480-655-8870. This is Wrench Nation.
This is Wrench Nation with your hosts, Frank and Steve.
Welcome back, people. One of the greatest things I love doing for you, if you're catching us live here or catching it on the podcast, I think it's really cool to dive into the community of such special people that we have across the board, independents, male, female. I want people to get to know.
I got to be honest with you, Frank.
I mean, this is color that a lot of folks don't hear about. They don't know.
Well, I'd like to talk about you for a second.
Okay,
I've just figured out why you're so hyper. I'm reading your Starbucks Vente Pike Place whole milk 3 stevia monk fruit with foam steamed coffee. What's happened to this world?
Well, just coffee with some cream.
Monk fruit, Frank? Monk fruit? Debbie, what's a monk fruit?
No idea.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, this is what happens. I celebrated. I actually, in February, I met my wife 27 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And so coffee helps me.
I'm sure she appreciated that.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're talking check engine lights. You can call or text. Don't be fearful. We're here for you. That's our show topic. We want to keep it simple. We've got Debbie Wright from Motec Auto Care out in San Diego, who happens to be in town with a very special group of ladies that are networking and they're mentoring. They're doing so much to help each other and get the word out and empower women in the automotive industry. We think that's so cool. They have an event out in Scottsdale. If you're listening, big shout outs to Women Auto Care. So welcome back, Debbie. And of course, Steve Brzezinski with Friendly. Debbie, you were a single mom.
I am a single mom.
Okay. I wanted to just but you, as a single mom, went into the automotive business.
Yes.
Oh, snap. Tell us about that.
Well, when I got divorced when my baby was in first grade. She's now 21.
Okay.
And I really hopped job to job, and I really worked for jerks.
Let's face the fact.
I worked for jerks. So I ended up at a Porsche repair in town, and I thought, you know what?
Hang on a minute. You worked as what? What did you do for these?
The jerk jobs?
The jerk jobs.
One was a flooring contractor.
Okay.
And ordering carpeting, and he ripped the phone out of my hands.
But what did you do? What did you do
I
there?
sat in the office with the carpet squares.
Okay.
You know, taking orders from him as he ran around to job sites.
Okay.
And I worked for a gentleman who did phone systems, the same thing. Ended up at the Mini Cooper dealer for a year. Loved it, but it was too hard on my daughter. I was out every other weekend.
Yeah.
And then ended up at a repair shop. And at the repair shop, I said, you know what? These guys are family. He's making money. He's been there 30 years. So I told everybody, I'm going to buy a shop. And I went out looking.
Wow.
And I came around the corner by the pyramid off Miramar Road, and I said, I'm going to buy the shop.
I love the story. I mean, such is life. It's a journey. Sometimes,
It's a leap.
It is. But I want to say this because all three of us, Steve, myself, and you, Debbie, a lot of folks don't realize how much work it goes into fixing a car and running a reputable, profitable, a respectfully profitable shop. You got involved with some coaching.
After about 3 years or 2
Okay.
years, I started doing a little bit of coaching, and I just finished another program and hired an amazing service advisor, which really helps.
Yeah. I mean, I speak to a lot of you small business out there. Perhaps you started something from scratch or maybe you bought a business. We have a lot of you listening. Coaching is big. And I think the networking, Steve, you do a lot of networking.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of network groups all over the valley here.
And it's not just for marketing. You're getting ideas.
I think there's things to learn from other business. I don't want to base my business model on you or Debbie's. I know florists, I know real estate agents, I know everybody, and I feel you can learn a lot from everybody, and that's how I do my business.
Yeah.
I want to know what everybody wants.
I mean, I think most of you listening understand when you walk into any business, you got that gut feeling. You know when things are like the owner's mad, people are not happy. I mean, one thing you bought, Debbie, was I will never bring that culture into my garage.
Absolutely.
That's straight up. I mean, you guys know you may have had your car fixed and it was just kind of a dull experience and blah. But like long-term relationship, boy, you've got that feeling. And so, Debbie, you were involved with Women Auto Care. You joined up back in November.
And this is my first event, yes.
Nice. What are you taking away from that? We have a lot of women listening, and maybe we've got some female mechanics. What are you taking away from that? How's the event going so far?
Well, it's going on now while I'm here.
Oh, that would took you away.
And tomorrow is a big day.
Okay.
A lot of women are trying to make a big impact with automotive, and it's going very well for the women population.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. A lot you can learn. So this blog that you have, where can people find that? And then we want to know about this book.
I want an autographed copy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to give, a lot of our listeners would like a book, a copy.
How would they find it?
I can do that. I'm still writing it. It was a pre-sale bestseller, The Auto Girl's Ultimate Car Care Guide, How to Save Hundreds or Thousands of Dollars in Repair Bills.
I like the book thing. I think that's cool. Steve, how come you don't got a book?
Maybe I do, and I'm just too shy.
And after this, I'm working on one for teenagers. I had 5, and we had car trouble.
I just love your spirit because, I mean, you really, you just it almost seemed like you randomly said, I'm going to open a garage or I'm going to buy a garage.
Well, I thought really like makeup and food, people need their car. So people will be coming to. So yes, I figured I didn't know anyone in automotive as a female at that time. That was 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I thought that would be great.
Well, you guys stick around. We're going to bring Debbie and Steve back. And then, of course, Wally Cahill. We're going to do the new car review. Every week we do that for you guys. We so appreciate you hanging with us here on Wrench Nation. Hang tight.
Wrench Nation Car Talk. Call or text your questions now. 480-655-8870.
All right, we're back on Wrench Nation. Steve and Frank and Steve Rosansky from Friendly Auto in Mesa, Maine and Higley.
And Debbie.
And Debbie from San Diego.
Debbie Wright, you are right in the house here from Motec Auto San Diego. Before you guys say goodbye, Debbie, tell the people where they can find you. We got people listening right now. They're listening on the podcast. Other than finding you right now in the studio, where would you like folks to kind of hang out with you and really get some good value?
Yeah. Find me at theautogirl.com.
Okay. Facebook? Give us a Facebook.
Facebook would be The Auto Girl or Motec Auto Care.
Okay. And the book is coming out.
The book is a pre-sale, yes. It'll be coming out within the next 40 days.
Okay. So you're going to stay in touch with Wrench Nation, and we want to highlight that, and then maybe we can work a deal on the books for our people.
Absolutely.
Steve, thank you for stopping by. You got to do this more often. Your voice is like you know.
Well, I'm coming out with my first album, Rosie Does Tom Jones. It'll be out on Amazon pretty soon.
I love you. I love you. You're such a maniac. But again,
I could try the Barry White voice, but it doesn't work well.
If you're out there in Mesa, there's so many great garages out there, but you definitely got to check out Friendly Auto. Steve and Debbie, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Someday that will be a real studio audience, I'm just saying. Now, we are going to dive in a little bit. We've got the new car review. I think it's important. A lot of you have reached out to me, whether it be on Twitter or it was on Wrench Nation Facebook, kind of in a private way. There was, and I appreciate you guys because that's kind of where we hang out. The show goes and maybe you listen to a few episodes on the podcast, but it's really important to me that you reach out and we communicate. I don't want this to go away for you. So one of the things that you had mentioned, a lot of you said there was, and I'm not going to mention names, but a lot of you really appreciate the new car review, especially during tax season. So Wally Cahill, who you heard earlier, of course, Wally, you do the Channel 3 TV here, local AZ family, every Sunday, 10 years.
10 years.
Wow, they like you over there.
500 cars.
500 cars plus. So you kind of have an idea what you talking about.
A little bit.
Tell us what you got for the new car review of the week, man.
Okay, your tax money. Here is a good way to really extend it out.
As we need to extend it. Steve, he's only getting like $65 extra, but
$68, it's hot.
Oh, man.
So a lot of you are listening, and please dial in here. If you have questions, 480-655-8870, you are looking for a used car or a new car, people. This is the time to get some really valuable information. What kind of car we got, Wally?
A 2018 Kia Rio EX 5-door hatchback.
You did that like the price is right over here.
There you go. And the price is right on this thing, too.
All right.
And the mileage.
So a Kia.
Like 37 miles to the gallon.
Wow, that's
good. Yeah, it's great.
Let's speak on that. A lot of you listening, you saw the sticker thing on the window, and it said 48 miles, whatever it said.
Right.
And you went home and you drove it for a couple of weeks and it got 22. That really upsets me with these. I don't want to just tell us this.
That doesn't happen anymore. It really doesn't.
They've gotten their act together.
Yes, the EPA evidently came down on car manufacturers a few years ago. So for the last couple of years, they've been fairly accurate, and I can even beat them sometimes.
I like that.
What they say.
Our listeners like when you can take control and get them a deal.
Absolutely.
Now tell us on this Kia, you proved this MPG, because that's what you do. You don't just drive the car for a day.
No. This is a week testing. This was 2 10-gallon tankfuls that I ran through and got 37.2 miles per gallon.
Not bad.
For a total of almost 800 miles.
Yeah. Tell us more about this Kia.
Okay. 1.6 direct injection. We were talking about that.
That's the soup du jour.
That's right. A little inline 4-cylinder there with variable valve timing. So
I like the VVT.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for you automotive technicians, we talk about the VVT, and it took us a little bit to really learn how to work on those effectively, because it was kind of a newer, I would say past 5 years maybe.
Yeah,
with
3 to
Toyota
5.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But this VVT is really just that much more intimate in controlling how the valve train is operating in relationship to both power
and torque.
miles per gallon and torque. Absolutely. Tell me more of this little direct injection.
Okay, hey, I'll tell you. 6-speed automatic transmission with a little bit button down there that says sport mode.
Everything's got to have a little sport action.
Well,
is that what we want?
Yes.
All right.
Because in case, again, it's a 1.6 liter motor. Say, for instance, like my buddy Lumpy was in town from L.A.
You said Lumpy?
Lumpy. 350 pounds of Lumpy.
Oh, snap. Did Lumpy get in the Kia?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We want to know what Lumpy felt in the Kia.
Well, Lumpy, hey, I'll tell you what. I felt Lumpy because he was side by side with me. So
well, you guys were comfortable, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we really were.
All right.
Went all the way down to Benson and back.
Okay.
Got it up actually to 118 miles an hour, believe it or not.
Are you kidding me?
No.
What do you think? The Top Fuel event we have is Saturday. What are you doing? You practicing
I'm
118?
practicing.
Where do you go 118?
In a Kia.
Okay.
In a Kia Rio.
Tell us more on the Kia.
Okay. Inside, you're going to find a tilt telescopic smart steering wheel with all the controls right there at your fingertips.
Why is that telescoping important?
Well, depending on who you are, you have long legs. If you put your seat back to where your legs are comfortable, you got to pull the wheel back to where you can reach it too.
Makes sense. That's a premium. That's a premium.
Yes.
Option?
Yeah, that's the EX model on that.
Oh,
Okay.
Supervision meter cluster in the middle. Okay.
Supervision.
So you can supervise what's going on with your car.
Describe this, please.
Okay. Basically, it's a rotating infotainment system in front of you. And it's cool. And it's informative. Forward collision control.
I like that.
So
it's got a little radar action.
A little sonar. Sonar.
Ping, ping. Okay.
It pings the car in front of you. Get too close, it does set off an alarm.
Okay.
Leather wrap steering wheel and shift knob.
It's amazing what Kia has come a long way.
Hey, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto built in also.
That is huge. You listening, if you're going to treat yourself, we all know that these cars are being built around our smartphones. That technology is coming along. We've seen it, the Bluetooth and so on. But now you're saying that this will incorporate everything on your phone into the vehicle.
Yes.
Which is important because you guys
Whether
can't
you have an Apple or an Android.
I don't know how they pulled it off. Apple and Android got together?
Somehow.
Kia.
Kia's
a powerful company.
Dude, they want to see you in a Kia.
All right, so this Kia, who would be a candidate for this Kia?
Okay. Your commuters.
Okay, because the MPG's tight.
Yes.
Yeah.
First car people.
All right.
If you
first time driver.
Yeah. Well,
or first time owner.
First time owner, not first time driver.
Okay.
Because I believe if you're 16 years old, you shouldn't have a brand new car because you're going to make a few mistakes.
I think we can make a show out of that one.
Oh yeah.
And get a lot of people upset there.
Yes. Okay. So your commuter, small family, it seats 4 comfortably. Maybe 5 a little uncomfortably, but like I said, Lumpy and I fit in the car. It looked like 2 circus bears going down the road, man. But it was we got down.
You just painted a visual. Lumpy, if you're listening in Los Angeles, we want a picture of that.
I can give you a picture of Lump, but I'll tell you what, you'll never.
So what kind of pricing we got?
Okay, right here. MSRP on this is $18,700. As tested, the Super Throw Me Down model I had. $19,725.
Under 20?
Under 20, but like I said, I always shop around.
I like that. That's a tag. That's your tagline. But I shopped around.
That's right. And way out west, about halfway to LA, if you out on the 303.
Hey, out there.
I'll drive way out there.
Yeah, to save a few $1,000. You bet I will.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. You go out to Sands Kia out there off the 303 in Waddell. $3,000 off that MSRP, and if you mention my name, they'll throw in a free window tint.
Okay.
I got to pay for it, but they'll throw it in.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Wally goes out and he shops all these prices at all the different dealers.
That
is
cool.
We are not paid to give a dealership.
No.
It's just basically he goes and finds out where the best price is for you. That's just a service to Wrench Nation.
We're just bringing that to you because a lot of you don't want to. You would spend a whole week shopping around. So, Wally, repeat the Kia. And repeat where we can find it.
Okay, so it's a 2018 Kia Rio EX 5-door hatchback, Sands Kia off the 303 in Waddell Road, way out west here in Phoenix. Get out there, $3,000 off. And like I said, if you mention my name, they'll throw in the window tint, and they're giving me a discount on it because I'm going to have to pay for it.
You are such a powerful new car reviewer.
Yeah, but
that
hey,
is
100,000-mile warranty on that car, too.
I love that. That's peace of mind. Remember to catch Wally Cahill every Sunday morning. He does the new car review for our local rock stars, the 3TV AZ family. So check him out. Thank you, Wally, for stopping by.
My pleasure.
Wrench Nation continues next here on 88.7 The Pulse. Stay with us.
Car talk, car culture, car tips, car music, all that is car. This is Wrench Nation.
All right,
with your
Wrench
hosts,
Nation.
Frank and Steve.
That's us, Frank.
That is us. You announcer guy?
Yeah, recapping the check engine light today. That was our topic today.
Yeah.
And I do have a text.
Yeah.
And you covered this in the first hour, but this text just came in a little bit ago and said, what about the little meters that you can buy at Walmart to check your check engine light?
You know what? I promote any form of education until it gets dangerous. Understand you can get a code reader, people. Hey, I've seen them for $20 on Amazon.
Yeah.
They're basic. And in fact, I'll invite that, right? Because you can kind of do a preliminary assessment if you're up to that to find out, okay, what am I looking at, right? But understand, I don't want you to throw parts and your money based upon a code pull.
Right.
Be cautious. So yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, if something comes up that looks like it's, something's wrong, you probably don't want to just throw everything until you actually have a professional check it out.
I agree. A lot of you listening are kind of do some of your own stuff, and that's cool. All I say is that if you did some work, please give all those symptoms. If you didn't fix it and you decide to take it in a garage, hey, we see you guys in the garage once in a while. We love it. We want to help you.
So
however, be very descriptive about what was done. And then another thing I want to say is that we want to know, in our world, if you put in a new part that wasn't of quality, in your mind, it can't be that part. But in our world, quality is something fiercely serious, especially with rotating electric components. So you may have actually been on the right track, but installed a part that's defective because of quality. So check engine light is what we're talking about.
We've still got Steve Rosansky in here from Friendly Auto, and of course Debbie Glazer from Debbie Glazer Wright from Motec Auto Care in San Diego.
Yeah.
Let's really quick recap the important things about the check engine light. Things we should remember.
Yeah, keeping it real simple, guys. If the light
Ignore
comes
it.
on, ignore it. No,
Ignore it.
that's what Wally's like.
Put tape over it,
Black tape.
unplug the battery,
Make the radio louder.
Yeah.
Well, we're not advising you to do that, but some of you are going to do that anyway. We talked about the gas cap. A lot of you have been listening to this show for a while. It's a basic rudiment, but boy, that's a win for you. So check the gas cap. Also, the gas door. It seems I can't recollect.
Yeah, well, I know the Ford that we have that we brought down our van today to get the oil change doesn't have the gas cap. It has the gas door, and you can leave it open when you're opening your door and you just kind of knock it. It just stays open even when you shut your door.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I know that Ford has had their fair share of, they weren't quite recalls, I don't recollect. They were just more of a pattern failure with those gas doors.
You have to open it. You have to replace the whole filler neck.
We've had a couple of those in the garage. So, look, a check engine light coming on could be a simple gas cap related. We talked about, Steve, and I know you've seen this. This is a win for us when we get something simple in the garage where perhaps a mass airflow is disconnected after an elsewhere oil change, or the air temperature sensor that could be connected.
Oh, yeah. We got people who go to Iffy Lube. I didn't say the other word.
Hate mails are coming, my friend.
I love this stuff. Hey, I'm from New York. This is how we
they don't
talk.
pay us. They don't pay us anything.
Over at
so
Iffy Lube, we've had a lot where they pulled the air cleaner box and they put it back together and they left the mass airflow wire off.
You're bringing up a topic, man.
I went to a place once where they left my lug nuts off my tire. I drove it away on all four tires. And I drove it away, and all of a sudden it starts shaking, and I'm going like, what's wrong? I get out, there's no lug nuts.
Well, Frank, he's not coming to either one of us, obviously, so that's another conversation.
I call them, and I go, you're coming to get this thing. They go, no, drive it back in. I go, no way, you're coming to get this thing.
Well, I'll be honest and straightforward with you. Not so much the tire. I had a car fire in my garage, and I'll just tell you the story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, not recently. This was years ago. My point is that mechanics aren't perfect.
No.
What they do to own what they do, and I'll tell you the story real quick. I think you guys would like to hear this, because I think it also gives an example of what you can do and how a good company will be accountable. We did some work on a power steering line, and it wasn't sealed up properly, and that line spewed power steering fluid, onto the exhaust. The car caught on fire. So boy, oh boy, were we on that. And that was an honest mistake. We felt horrible. It doesn't happen often. I'd be out of business if that kind of stuff. I mean, you better make sure your food's cooking right.
But it happens.
It happens.
It's an imperfect
And
world.
so if you get into experience, you guys know I always talk about this, and I don't know, maybe I'm old school that way. Slow your roll on Yelp, man. I mean, I know you want to tell people and your network about how bad a place was, but you know who's the most important person that you can tell how bad their place was and be respectful? the owner of the company or the manager, and you know if they're schmucks and they're not going to help you, then yeah, go ahead and give them a scathing review. They deserve it. But most small business people, middle management, owners, boy, they really want to know. Have a talk with them, because part of growth, I always say in small business, is, hey, now I know we're going to grow. I'm going to implement a new procedure in my business model. I don't know how we went from there to the check engine light, but you know how we do.
Absolutely. You know what? Like I say, you can learn from everybody. Actually, Debbie and I had a real interesting conversation. We met through coaching, and she came down and was working with me on some policies and procedures I need to fix. So it was really a good day with that.
And that's really cool. I mean, a lot of you listening, all right, you got to get your car fixed. And look, I don't need to know all this stuff behind the scenes, but just know, man, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears with those folks. Like any other good, solid community small business, boy, oh boy, they just really want to do what's right. And Debbie, I think I'm still like, I'm so interested to hear more about, you looked at other businesses, or how did you know to go in the automotive? I mean, I think that's cool, but that you researched this stuff.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Should have went on the radio. Oh, you are?
Yes, I did do some research, and I didn't see too many women, yet women are half the auto repair shop buyers.
Sure.
Absolutely. So I thought, why don't I just do that? They need their cars maintained. I didn't know what to do before I bought the shop.
Do you think that women, when they go into a shop and they're looking to get repaired, they think they might be getting taken advantage of?
Oh, definitely.
Because it's so male-dominated?
Yes.
Yes?
And that's where my book's going to come in. You need repairs, and you want the upsell.
Right.
You want to know if you need brakes now or later.
I don't like upsell.
It's not upsell. You want to know the condition of your car every time.
Yeah.
Because you can plan for it. But let's say we don't tell you your brakes are metal to metal and you leave, then we're in trouble because we didn't tell you.
So your book dissects the systems of a car and the scenarios and how women primarily and men can actually handle like the grinding noise that I'm hearing.
Well, it's not that technical. It's more empowering women what questions to ask. I've had several women go to shops and they don't know if the service is due. So I want to say, ask questions, ask to see the part, ask to see the leak. And if you don't like what they say, go to another shop. So I'm all about transparency. Come see your parts for yourself so you can see and understand.
You know what's tough? And I'll share this with you. When you come into a garage, we talk about how we so respect your anxiety about fixing your car. But, man, there's a lot of anxiety on our part regarding, man, we do get anxiety when we have to tell you there's a big repair and there's just no way out of that. So who do we got here?
We got Buckley on the phone. Buckley, you got to start calling 5 minutes earlier, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I keep forgetting about the time changes here, man. I'm telling you.
Listen,
I apologize.
You like a timing belt that skipped a couple teeth on time, my friend. All right, we only
skipped a lot more teeth than that, but
yeah, we only want to. We only would like to give you a whole lot more time. That's a fact. But for you guys joining, maybe you're new to the show. We got. Greg Buckley's Auto Care out of Wilmington, Delaware. If you're out there in that area, check him out. But we want to kind of give you the floor because we thought it was really cool. Greg, you're doing something different with your business in regards to, we have a lot of police officers listening. We have firefighters listening. We have a lot of municipality. You're doing something for that community in your garage. This is a whole new thing. Talk to us about it. We got about a minute and a half.
Well, thanks, man. We opened up motor vehicle upfitters, a little division here for our company here, and the goal is to help and work with your emergency responders in getting their vehicles lamped up, upfitted, and what we say is see, be seen, so that they're not at risk when they go into certain areas and actually people can see them, so their lights are always working. And these are mostly volunteers that work with that are volunteer firemen. Your
so these aren't really
like
big cities that approved big budgets and everything. Because my question is I think most of you agree. We think that all that stuff comes from the city. The city is responsible for that.
No. Actually, the fire halls are responsible for what we're doing, and they have a budget, and we have to work within their budget. It's sometimes it's tight, sometimes they can get other things done, but it's always a work in progress. And what it does for us here at Buckley's is it completes the circle that we've been trying to develop all this time, where we're working with families, safety, auto repair, mobility, trying to put a full resource together as a template or a model, and one where our community here, can take advantage of in multitude of ways.
So you're covering, we got about 30 seconds, you're covering some of the things that are vital, sort of the vision things, the lights and some of the electronics in the cab, communications-wise. That is awesome.
Right.
Tell the people right now where they can find you, and we got other garages that may want to do the same thing. Where can they find you?
Right now, just the simple thing is just call Buckley's.com. You can hit us up right there.
Love that.
Wow, what is that?
Yeah,
just call Buckley's.com.
That was like Madison Avenue, New York City.
That's sweet,
You paid a lot of money for that tagline.
Yeah, got domain, got everything. Yeah, just call Buckley's.com. You'll see our array of services. And again, we're out. You guys know me. We're doing something different here. We love how it's coming together. The community is really supporting us. It's just been overwhelming, very humbling, and just great.
Well, we totally appreciate you. You have the foresight to really help
5
people
minutes
out.
earlier next week.
Please.
I'm going to text you. I'm going to text you and say, call us now.
There, do it.
We will.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Buckley. Talk to you next week.
All right, man. See you.
The Wrench Nation wild and wacky news on wheels.
Well, oh snap, the worst thing you can do is go to a fancy restaurant with your fancy car, valet it, and come back out and find that your car key, especially if it was a Ferrari, was given to the wrong individual. Well, that wrong individual, guess what happened to him? You think he took advantage? Yes, he did. He took his girlfriend, went for a joyride, and that Ferrari went missing. That is your weird automotive news. Don't mess with the valet keys. And if you're in the wrong car, I guess the moral of the story is give that Ferrari back. You can catch that news there on autoblog.com, our friends at Autoblog. And I tell you guys, I'm really, really excited and grateful. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Perhaps you're listening to this on the replay on the podcast.
Thank you to Debbie Glazer Wright from Motec Auto Care of San Diego. And, of course, Rosie, Steve Rosansky from Friendly Auto right here in Mesa.
Yes, absolutely. Stay tuned. We've got some more great guests coming in the future. And this is your show. Hey, if you got any topics, get on iTunes, give us a quick review, give us your comments. And people, we live on Facebook. In fact, catch Wally and I at the Test and Tune in Phoenix at the NHRA. We're going to be hanging out with the Top Fuel Dragsters, give you a little bit of the behind the scenes, so look for that on Wrench Nation. And as I say every week, be safe, hug each other, and never forget to hug a mechanic.